So we're coming up to the 2-month anniversary of the Nintendo Switch OLED. And by now you've already seen probably everybody's video. Should you get the OLED, should you not? I'm just going to give you my honest opinion because I went from a day one model to the Nintendo Switch OLED. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on, is the upgrade actually worth it, or should you just keep the Nintendo Switch you already own and not go through all the trouble? Hey guys, Rob back again with another video. Today I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch OLED and whether or not you should upgrade to the Nintendo Switch OLED. So Nintendo has already had a few revisions on the Nintendo Switch since its actual release. We had the original model, then we had the one with the extra battery life that everybody went crazy about, the red box model. Nothing was different about it other than it had improved battery life. And people went out there, traded their Switch in, and bought the new one just so they could have improved battery life. I decided to wait upon that because I just didn't see the point of trying to hunt down this thing or even trade in the Switch I already owned that worked perfectly fine just to have increased battery life when I can just charge it when I need to or buy a rechargeable battery pack for it for when I'm on the go. Then we all know that Nintendo released the Nintendo Switch Lite. I never really bought the Lite, never really cared about the Lite because I mostly play my Switch in dock mode. The only time this thing is not in dock mode is when I'm at work and I go ahead and put it in my locker and I'm playing a little bit of Metroid or Zelda, whatever I'm doing on my lunch breaks and stuff. Other than that, I normally play just in dock mode. So when the Switch OLED came out, I seen the trailer, and right away I was excited for a couple of reasons. One, I like these kick-ass white Joy-Cons. I do. I love these white Joy-Cons. These things look amazing. And I like the fact that it has a bigger screen. We see it's a much larger screen, and the colors are more bold, vibrant. The OLED screen itself is just amazing, and I can't talk about how much that OLED screen is just visually just fantastic to look at. So with the Joy-Cons and the new improved dock with the Ethernet cable and all that stupid jazz, is it worth upgrading from the original Switch to the OLED Switch? And that really comes down to whether you play it in dock mode or you play it in handheld mode. What do you play the most? Now, I already said I play a lot in dock mode, but I do play a lot when I'm at work and I bring it with me, and I want to be able to have a bigger screen. I want to be able to have a bigger, crisper, more visually appealing screen, and that's why I decided to go ahead and get the OLED. Now, I did not pay $350 for this thing out the gate. No way. I wasn't going to do that. I was at GameStop. I happened to overhear him say, we have some Switch OLEDs, and I checked to see what the trade-in value was for my Switch, and my trade-in value for my Switch was like $250, and with 4 other Nintendo Switch games that are already beaten, games like Paper Mario, Mario Odyssey, like some of those games that are already beat and I don't really play anymore, I traded that in, and I ended up getting the OLED Switch for nothing. In fact, GameStop actually owed me $10 after I got the Switch. So this was a Switch that was basically just a trade for a trade. I basically got this Switch for my old model and a couple of games, and I got this Switch, and I've been very happy with this. So much, in fact, I've actually been playing a lot more in handheld mode. I would be laying in bed, just put it on some Sports Center, listen to Sports Center in the background, and I'm playing games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot or Metroid Dread or even some Final Fantasies that I've been going back and playing. So for me, it was worth it. But for you, you have to kind of come to terms like, are you going to play a lot in handheld mode? Are you going to be playing a lot in dock mode? Because getting it for a new screen and white Joy-Cons isn't going to be worth it for everybody. If you're a collector and you have a Switch Lite, you have the original Switch, you have the battery life Switch, then you're going to pick this up if you're going around just collecting Nintendo Switches like a lot of YouTubers are. One thing I didn't mention until I just looked down was the actual kickstand. The kickstand is much different in the fact of where you have this little flap here, and the kickstand just kind of sits there, and it's really an improved form. It really is. I never used the kickstand. I'm not going to use this kickstand. I don't play in tabletop mode. I either have it in my hand, connected to my Satisfy grip, or I'm playing in dock mode. I never play in tabletop mode. It does to me. If I'm going to sit there and play on a small screen, I would just dock it and go ahead and play it on the bigger screen. Otherwise, I want this thing right here so I can play it. So The Switch OLED overall, I'm very, very happy with the console. I like it a lot. It's not more powerful than the regular Switch. There's really nothing different other than the improved screen, the kickstand, and the white Joy-Cons. But that's just my opinion on it, and there's no doubt going to be a couple more revisions other than Nintendo Switch before, or if not, the infamous Nintendo Switch Pro that we might get might actually be a thing. I'm not entirely sure. We're just going to have to wait and see. Overall, I'm a fan of the Switch OLED. Very, very happy with my trade-in, and I like playing this thing a lot. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you ever had a Switch OLED yet? Are you looking to get one this holiday season? Be sure to leave those comments in the comment box below. Until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.